Hi, my name is.
That is the most annoying.
Hi, my name is.
Seguí corriendo para cuando me tocó juicio como cura.
Welcome back to episode 10 of the Shitpost HQ podcast. Let me hear a fresh crack.
Oh, that one busted over me. That's the best beer. Literally
All right.
the best beer.
You got a splooshy on you?
Oh yeah, all over me.
Fucking disgusting.
You should just spit that on your shirt. We do have to film that maybe today.
What?
I'll make some fake puke and then you can just be like,
Oh, that, yeah.
yeah. We gotta film some bits for the TikTok.
You know, I was thinking a bit for the Oculus.
Yep.
I was gonna film a TikTok, but it was it's like the overlay voice where it's just like I got my new, you know, the TikTok
yeah,
voice.
yeah.
So it's like I'm holding it, it's above my head, and I'm looking at it, and it goes, I just got my new Oculus. I'm looking forward to playing my first game, and I go like this. And then it just cuts to me in bed, and it goes doom 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 to the Pornhub thing, and I'm just smiling. I'm like, greatest investment ever.
Okay.
Have you tried it yet?
No. Oh, no, I haven't. Phil,
I did immediately.
Oh, you guys are. I'm gonna send you some websites.
The 3D, the 3D one.
it's not just the hub.
It was kind of
No,
mid.
there's-
It was mid last.
It was
yeah,
kind
It's
of.
been 5 years.
No, it was pretty good. I got nothing.
What? It was good. I got a shitty one, and I was like, I don't know. Like, but you know what's cool is that when you're watching a video, so I was watching a YouTube video. Well, even when I was here, it's like I was watching like a VR one, but when I got home, I watched like just a normal video, and it was like you're in a movie theater because
They
it's
can
like a
change
curved screen, and
backgrounds.
like I would totally
You do
just
that on YouTube.
watch.
I told you when I was
It's
doing
cool
it
just
upstairs. I
watching.
put on the podcast.
Yeah.
And all of us, like all of our faces, were blown
you
up
can-
on like a
yeah,
200-inch
like-
screen.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
It looks really cool, actually. Like I would totally watch YouTube on it like that.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
Yeah.
Off the
Chilling in a
original.
house, you know. There's like demonic
You can just
shit
change
happening.
anything.
everywhere.
You change the background to whatever.
Can you? What the
Yeah.
black? You can
You can
change.
change anything. Yeah, there's like VR chat, or there's like other like, I don't know what you would call them. Like
My like
games.
VR home would just be like hell. Just like a blazing inferno, people on stretching boards, just people screaming in pain in all
I was
directions.
fucking around with that because like you spawn in like the cave or the cove or whatever, the VR cove, and I was like, I don't know, I don't want to be in like the Oasis, right? I want to be like, what are some of the other cool ones? There's like a winter lodge, spaceship.
Yours is going to be a dirty, dingy basement with cracks in the foundation.
Oh yeah,
They're just gonna be stealing cracks all day.
yeah. I'll be fucking doing foundation.
water, baby.
I'll be doing foundation work in the metaverse. Why go to work in real life when you can
Go.
work in the metaverse?
Yo, post that TikTok, and I got mine where Eric was playing, and he's like, I was like, okay, so we're gonna get like a shooting game, and then I'm gonna be playing VR, and then Eric's gonna pan over to me and be like, "Oh, what are you playing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm playing American High School Simulator," and just, I'm like, man,
That would be good. That would be good. Even that super
Like
high
the
game.
Borat one with the Olympics, the Dictator, was it 88 Olympics or something. You don't know what I'm talking
I
about?
haven't seen that movie.
You haven't
I need
seen
to-
The
I need-
Dictator?
No, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Oh,
I don't know.
In the beginning, where
he
he's
and they shoot
training for the Olympics, and it's like a Wii game.
oh
but
yeah,
it's-
yeah, and then everybody
it's
just kills it.
fucking, like he walks in and starts shooting athletes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh man,
Man. We do have to rewatch that. That deserves a rewatch.
Dictator.
Dictator was one of the best ones too.
I think
thought.
it's
I think it's comparable to like Borat,
Yeah,
but it just
yeah.
it's
Borat
I think
has
it's
its
better.
cult style.
It's
I'd say it's
than
better,
Borat.
yeah.
It's better than
Unpopular
Borat.
opinion, just because Borat was the first.
Yeah,
It's like, you know, Tesla was the first electric car, the fucking best.
Yeah.
Borat was the first Sacha Baron Cohen, I mean, big
Hit.
film.
Hit.
The hit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everyone knows Borat as being like the craziest, but Dictator pushed the fucking limits.
Dictator-
too.
They're
Dictator
different
took a step
movies.
up.
The Dictator
Completely
is
different
more
movie.
of an
Yeah.
actual movie,
Yeah.
yes
versus
yes.
Borat is more real footage.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Dictator is like completely real, I think.
wasn't it the
Or
last?
it's completely movie.
You know, there's some parts that
Really?
are like, it was like filmed for the movie, but like, you know, in a shop or something where people didn't actually know.
Oh yeah. He always does like the
Like little
side
bits. There's little bits.
There was that one scene from when he was designing the rocket, like he was doing the nuclear test program, and then the guy's like, "I got literally the best nuke. Like it has like all these specs. It's gonna do this damage. It has like, it'll go so far." And he doesn't give a shit. It goes right in his ear, in one ear, out the other. And he's just talking about how he wants it to be more pointy. It's like a round little little thing. He's like, "Where's the point?" Like, they're gonna look at me and laugh at me. Like, "Where's the point?" And then in the last Joe Rogan podcast with Elon looked at his Tesla rocket, and he's like, "Nah, it needs to be more pointy."
Way.
To his like engineers, he's like, "No, we need to make it more pointy." I thought it was so funny.
That's fucking
Just like
hilarious.
imagine spending 15 years in aerodynamic master class at MIT, and you're like, you know what? This is the most aerodynamic shape, and then some guy who has a fucking third grade education goes, yeah, more point, make it more pointy.
Yeah. All this science, like 15 years of like,
But it's perfect.
Imagine working for like a regime like that. Like if you were like a scientist in one of those
labs.
like Gaddafi or something, like where they're like they have supreme ultimate power, and you are a subject. You have no you have to do what they want.
The thing that I think we overlook is like they have the highest tech. Like those guys are making rockets out of sticks and stones or whatever. Like they have like
They have the highest.
Who, North Korea?
I think so.
Absolutely not. Did you see the fucking video?
Okay,
that just
maybe not
came
the
out?
highest tech, but it's like it's better than.
No, it's absolutely not, dude. North Korea
They're
is
just
so.
concentrating a lot more time and energy on stuff. But
I don't
it's
know.
like,
I feel like the Chinese are giving them a little bit.
Imagine your like country refuses to let in exterior knowledge from
Yeah.
all the other universities and all the
It
other
doesn't.
scientists.
No,
because you're
that's only to the
retarded.
general public. But the highest elite, you think they don't go outside of North Korea and like go venture to China or
No.
go venture?
No,
Because they'd be killed.
yeah, they don't let in outside knowledge. Not like at least not new.
I think to a
new
certain extent.
stuff.
I think
Yeah,
a certain
I
extent.
think you're right. I think to a
There's-
certain extent they might, because like obviously how the fuck do they get?
How do they know how to build a rocket?
How do they know how to build a rocket? Like
We've
they
known
don't
how to
just
build rockets since like
You
the
know how to build a
80s.
rocket.
No,
You can go build a rocket. Go build a rocket.
Dude, that'd be a good special. Who can build the biggest rocket?
I'll give you a hint.
If you gave every one of us 100 years,
I'll give you a
build a
hint.
rocket.
You need potassium
Fucking build a-
nitrate for rocket fuel. That's all I know.
build a rocket. You're so fucking smart. Go fucking build one, huh?
Mr. Beast.
Shut up
just
your
like,
sister's ass.
Your fucking sister.
I don't think the four of us in 100 years could build a rocket.
no.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
No.
It's actually
No.
it's not that hard.
What do you mean?
really
Coke and
interested.
Mentos. I already know. Like I already know the basic,
The basic principles of rocket.
principles of chemical fusion.
You'll get like
fusion, fission. I guess.
100 feet on like a.
Fission. I'm
on
not
a
splitting
Coke
atoms.
and
What am I saying?
Mentos.
I'm splitting Coke atoms.
This guy, for the audio only viewers, this guy
tomato?
just bit into a fucking tomato.
Tomato.
That is actual psychopathy.
Guinness and a tomato.
Wine
Guinness.
and then tomato and then Guinness.
So eat that with a little bit of salt.
Yo, salt is goated on a tomato. Yeah, on a fresh tomato.
That's good.
Salt is gonna. Do you guys prefer like a proper amount of salt, or do you prefer more? I feel like I will like a lot of fucking salt on my shit.
I don't really salt my anything. Like maybe eggs, but
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I'll salt my
Your meat.
eggs.
You don't salt your meat.
I don't salt my.
I'll
yeah,
salt
obviously.
anything I
If I'm
cook.
making steak, I'll salt my meat. But, you know, like, or I'll put some pepper on my meat. You know, maybe some paprika on my meat. you know.
Paprika. I'm
on your
I gotta
salting.
massage my meat before I put the pepper and the salt. No, I don't. I'm not a big salt guy. I'm very like I'm bland as fuck. Last pod, Bruno was saying he's fucking vanilla pasta with no sauce.
That's crazy.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He's quoted saying that pasta with no sauce.
I don't even like pasta with just sauce, which is,
That's like pretty.
That's a
normal.
depressing meal every time I make it.
Pasta with sauce?
No,
No,
no, I mean
just
it's not
pasta
as depressing as
and
pasta with
sauce.
no sauce.
pasta with no sauce. I would never even eat that.
What's an exciting meal for you? Because like when I was a kid, when we were having pasta for dinner, I was like,
But what's
I
the
was
pasta?
excited.
Yeah, what was the pasta? Crab dinner.
Is it
Spaghetti
noodles
with,
and sauce?
with fucking classico, man. Spaghetti with the vodka sauce, or the four cheese, or
Yeah.
the
Canned
the-
sauce.
I
Canned
don't
sauce.
think I've ever had that.
No, the jar.
Because my mom's
classico.
made homemade spaghetti my entire life. Like she
Yeah.
makes the sauce, she puts the onions in, she puts the ground
Guys
beef,
are-
puts it all
Dude,
together.
on my
Makes-
side of the
she's not
train
making
tracks,
noodles,
we
but, you
didn't
know.
fucking have nothing like that. No,
It's all about the sauce. You
all
need
about-
It's
the
all
sauce.
about the sauce.
I was getting those the Unico brand, Unico fucking spaghetti rigatoni.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God.
But you know what? I like those.
Yeah.
I do too.
Like
yeah.
I love the
Well, I
fucking.
had no other choice, but
My mom used to make spaghetti as well, but it was like mid. Like it was okay.
Ragu has never touched these lips.
These lips are pristine. But
stains.
what the fuck? I've never made like an Alfredo. Like I've always used the canned sauces.
No, I recently I did make one out of like
Really?
like a base heavy cream.
No way.
It was actually really good. It takes a long time.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
make,
Making
but-
sauce is annoying. That's why
It's effort. It's
For
effort.
the gumbo, I spent 40 minutes just making the sauce.
Really?
Fuck.
Just stirring constantly so that it doesn't burn.
Hey, hold on. Did you just try and call me? No.
No, why?
I got a call from Mateusz Patriczki.
Matt's fake number.
Mateusz Patriczki. Oh, did it?
That's his cousin.
We'll talk about it later. That's. I was like, I got a phone call.
My phone's behind you.
Matryoshki. That's weird. Oh, I know who it is, but that's weird that it came up like that.
Dark man from the weekend.
It's evil man.
Evil man. It's the rated R superstar.
Rated R.
Rated R
Rated R superstar. For legal reasons, rated R
Yeah,
superstar.
for the rated R superstar. I fucking died. I was on the couch. I don't know how. Anyway, but no, I'm pretty vanilla. Like when it comes to like eating food and stuff, because like my mom never had like a dish.
My
she would make.
mom never had like she never used a lot of spice. Like her soups were always undersalted. There wasn't enough pepper or whatever, and I hated that. I absolutely hated that. I was the guy that always go into the spice cabinet. I have cayenne pepper. I'd take like garlic powder. I'd put it in. I was throwing everything in there. Salt, pepper, whatever. Like I love spice. I will not eat anything without any spice.
Salt, pepper.
That's
Very
the opposite
particular.
of your mom. My dad put every spice
Yeah.
in the fucking cupboard.
That's like
in
me,
his
yeah.
soups or on a meat. Sometimes where it'd be too much, we'd be like, no, like, you stop. You're putting way too much. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it.
My shit was like decently spicy, but I'd say it was like 50-50. Like some of the things, it was kind of bland, and like I would just add salt to it, or like that's why I ate fucking ketchup with it. But in terms of like blandness, what was there something that they'd ever tried, or was it just like strictly just the food that they cooked or that you had was just?
So I'm thinking about it. So both your parents ethnic Romanian, both your parents ethnic Polish, both your parents ethnic Romanian. My dad's the European one, and my mom. Well, my mom is too, but like she grew up just with her dad, and her dad would throw like fucking corn on the fucking can on the plate and shit. They eat nothing. So I don't think my mom ever learned how to cook really good. So it's like all the shit like she cooked was just like learned over, from a fucking cookbook or whatever, like shepherd's pie, just the basic stuff. Like she never learned how to cook ethnic stuff. So it was always like pretty bland, and it was so like, man, now that I'm thinking about it, my dad would always be like, she'd be like, so how's the food? My dad goes, it's a little undercooked, but he would say that, and then he'd be eating it like, and he'd be like, it could have used a little bit more time in the oven. he would say stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, it was kind of true, and I don't know. We would always like give it good critique, but I think she wanted it because like I don't know, she would always want to know for next time. But
I can improve.
I think it's just the difference. What I used to say to my parents, that my dad cooked because he loved to eat, and my mom just cooked to survive.
right,
So that's the difference. When you're cooking, it's like, do you care? Are you just whatever
Feeding
it is?
yourself.
It's gonna be. Are you just feeding yourself, or do you want to enjoy this meal? You want to make sure it is good.
Yeah, my parents grew up very poor, so like they're pretty content with like just mashed potatoes.
Wartime rations,
Yeah, or, like
Yeah.
a little meat here and there.
potatoes and boiled chicken.
Fruits once a year.
yeah, it's like same. I think same with like my dad's the same. Like, dude, I don't see that guy like eat. If my mom wasn't around to like make food, dude, I see that guy eat sardines, chili from like the fucking dollar store chili, the one that says
Did you say that? You were
chili
like,
on it.
Chili.
Chili.
Get a stroke mid sentence.
No, chili, sardines, fucking. He'll eat like tomato. Like he'll just cut up a tomato and eat the tomato.
I'll eat a tomato like that.
I don't mind it, but like
an
that's,
apple.
But that's his rations. Like he doesn't eat. I never see the guy eat. And then he goes, it's Wednesday. You know what Wednesday is? I'm like, what? And he goes, Whopper Wednesday.
Oh my god.
I'm like, dude.
Whopper Wednesday is. I mean, I don't know. It's not the same anymore. But like back like in like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, my dad would go get Whoppers on a Saturday or I guess Wednesday too. They hit. Whoppers hit.
That's what my dad used to say.
One big one would just fill you
Whoppers
up
are
with
our
$3.
generation's wartime ration.
Yeah.
Funny, I never had like a Whopper.
I've never had a good
Love
Whopper.
Whoppers.
I've
Never
never
had a
good
Whopper.
I actually preferred Whoppers over McDonald's.
I actually,
Yeah,
But now
that's
they're
fair.
expensive. Now they're just like not the same
Yeah.
anymore. It's like shit.
I'll,
Look at a patty. It's flat.
I'll rewind it back. I thought of, think of meals you used to eat growing up that were like your comfort meal. Like what did you eat the most? And like, what was that one thing you're like, I want to make this because this is always available in the house. So like, I'm going to make this, and I like, you love it.
Like I make it.
Yeah. Either you made it or like it was something like you would ask one of your parents to
bowl
make
of
for
Lucky
you.
Charms.
Bowl
Yeah,
of
that
Lucky
was-
Charms, extra cold milk.
Uh,
But while you're thinking, I fucking thought of something. You're saying Whopper Wednesday. I didn't eat burgers from 2003 to about 2009 because I was walking through the mall with one of my dad's friends, and he was talking to my dad, and he said, "Yeah, I heard this guy on the news. He ate a McDonald's hamburger and he stopped being able to pee." And I got, and it was like one of the things you overhear, but you're not
Yeah.
part of the conversation.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I just took it as fact. I was like, I don't want to stop peeing, so I just stopped eating burgers for fucking 7 years.
Wow, really? I didn't
Damn.
know.
Yeah. And then obviously I fucking fell in love again because I realized I was an idiot. But god damn, it was so stupid.
So funny.
Being a kid is so just shit. everything you get told is fact. You have no critical thinking skills. You're just a little idiot.
I was super picky when I was a kid. Like unbelievable. Like shepherd's pie, didn't eat it because there were peas in it, and all of it was mushed up. No way. Pasta with chunky stuff in it, not touching it. No way. I would eat dry pasta with just cheese on it. But most notably, eating like hamburgers and stuff. So I would go to. I remember one specific story after like a judo, or I forget if it was like judo practice or like soccer practice or something, a soccer game. My dad's like, yeah, you scored a goal out there. All right, let's go get some ice cream. So I was like, sweet. We go to Burger King. No, we go to the McDonald's on. No, it had to have been a Burger King because there were seeds on the bun.
That's true. That's true.
There was I think on Victoria or something, there's a Burger King, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Victoria. Yeah, that's right. So we go there, and then he's like, "What do you want?" So he looks at me, and I was like, "Can you mind your hamburger with mustard on it?" And he's like, "All right, you sure you want that? You fucking little twerp." And I was like, "Yeah, we just the mustard." And he's like, "All right, hamburger with mustard." My brother gets pickles and vinegar on his fries. That's what he gets. Sit down. My dad's eating. I open up. I'm like so hungry after fucking practice. I open up this burger. There's seeds on the bun, and I'm like,
That threw you off.
I go, and then my brother's mowing down his, and my dad's eating his, and he's like, Eric, you haven't touched your stuff. What were you doing?
Eric, you haven't touched your glong yet.
You haven't touched your glong. You haven't touched your burger with just mustard on it. What's going on? And I was like, I said, there's, so everything's okay. You do the thing. You're like, man, dad, like, and he goes, what's the matter? And I'm like, but there's seeds on the bun. And he goes, so what? Eat the fucking thing. And I'm like, oh, and I like a little tear rolls down my eye. I start picking the seeds off the bun. And he goes, what are you doing? Smacks me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And he goes, eat the fucking
boy.
burger. And I'm like, and then I fucking wanted to die after because like my brother finished his burger and he's like, oh good, now you didn't finish your burger. Look what I was gonna give you if you finished your burger. Pulls out two like
cones.
animated Batman, like the Batman, like that fucking Batman over there, like two toys sealed, and he gives fucking Batman Beyond to my brother, and then there was another cool Batman with like yellow shit on him, and he's like, well, you don't get it now. You got to finish your burger, and I'm like.
Crying in the Burger King.
And with the little stupid crown on. Dude, I never got that. I never got that fucking toy to this day.
It's in the basement. It's still
in
in your
basement.
house.
I see it on the fucking wall. When I go downstairs. And he taunts me with it. I know he does.
You should
doesn't
just
fucking remember.
one day walk straight up to your dad, punch him in the mouth, eat an entire Whopper with the seeds
And
on
he's
it,
on the
and then
ground.
open it.
He's on the ground with a bloody nose. And he's like, what the fuck? And I'm standing over him like,
With the Batman.
see this?
I've been waiting.
Do you remember
The Dark Knight Returns.
He's actually got that burger sitting in a little glass jar just waiting there. If you eat that thing, you'll get the toy.
With the seeds bitten off.
It's
It's in its own
completely
biome. So
Unscathed. It's still intact. There's no mold on it. It still tastes as fresh as it did
Cryogenically frozen.
2004.
I was so... Ooh.
Okay, just as a FYI to the viewers there, so we're gonna take you for a 4K 360 degree VR tour of Eric's basement one day. Effectively, it's just like a hobby store. It's full of just collectible shit, and it's amazing if you're into that shit. He has like every car Burago model cast in the world
Where in here?
in the house. So
Yeah.
right where we're sitting,
Oh,
in
that's-
this just for context, Eric's my neighbor, and his house is an exact clone of mine. And where we're sitting right now,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
no, it's the same.
It's exactly in
Exactly.
this
the
spot.
exact same layout.
So in this exact room, imagine it being filled to the brim with shit. I'm talking like, see this, like whatever. Imagine thousands of those cars and action figures
disorganized,
and
or it's
model
like,
kits.
or it's like organized.
It's organized in the sense that it's stacked. Like it's trying to use the most of the space, but I don't think it's like organized by any means.
No, not at all. It's so
It's insane.
this basement is finished, right? My basement is not. So there's no imagine I don't know, like yeah, I guess. And I feel like this is a little bit deeper too, like but maybe not. But it's like it used to be like his workshop, like where he would like paint model car, he would build model cars, model tanks, model planes.
a hobby kind of thing.
Hobby. He's got a big desk along this wall here with like one of those magnifying glass with the light and shit. But then slowly he started like buying way too much shit. There's like thousands of model airplanes, thousands of MiG-21s, thousands of M18s, or whatever. F-18s. So and cars, toys, fucking Spider-Mans, whatever, like all this shit. Cause he likes collecting this stuff too. Well, we all did. But it got to a point where it's just like it's
It's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And now there's an
didn't even
eBay
notice.
package coming every fucking day. My brother wakes up this morning. He looks. I'm on the couch or something, and he goes, "Oh fuck, oh no," and I'm like, "Whoa, what?" And he never like freaks out or nothing. He's like making his breakfast. He's like, "For fuck's sake," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "There's another fucking package on the door," and I'm like, "What?" And then I come in and he's like, "We gotta have an intervention." I was like, "Oh, geez, chill." And I was like, "But it is getting excessive. He's fucking ordering a lot of shit."
It's still happening to this day,
Dude,
like to this day.
he discovered eBay
Oh man,
like 4 months ago, and now he's talking. He's like, "Eric, wanna come over here for a second?" I'm like, "Yeah, what?" And he's like typing with 2 fingers, and he's like, "Hey, do you think this is a good review I left here?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Can you proofread this for me real quick?" And it's structured like it's like, "Thank you, X2 Dave 967. I really appreciate your candid conversation when we were talking about this, whatever." And it's so structured like a professional email. And I'm like, dude,
the letter,
yeah, it's a letter,
MLA format.
MLA. He cites his everything, and
He's got footnotes and
dude,
endnotes.
he's not even like, love him to death. It's just so funny.
Dude, that one video
It's
of
so
him,
professional, and I love it.
him looking at Mao was a Mao with eating a
that
fucking
was so
bowl.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
That was so
I gotta
He
say
loves
about
playing the bits, though.
the burger story before I forget.
No, what was
That is that's just a little bit of privilege there. The way the oh daddy, oh I don't want my burgers. Where my dad would have just been like, oh, you don't want to eat it? Fucking fine. Fucking throw it out the window, take the Batman toy, put it under the wheel of the car, and reverse.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, but that's the thing. I never got the toy though, and I think I did end up picking. He made us sit there, and I ate the burger because I remember that.
I just think in my childhood, being that picky was not
Well,
an
there was
option.
no option. Yeah,
That was not an option.
Well-
you didn't eat, you didn't eat. They're not gonna feed you. Guess what your next meal is gonna be? That same meal.
Oh.
Reheated.
I
You
have
better fucking eat.
I have a
Same,
story.
but
So we were on our way to church like on a Sunday morning, and I had a bowl of like cereal. I just made a bowl of cereal, and it was like 5 minutes before we were gonna drive, and it's like a 25-minute drive, and it was like kind of getting late. And my dad always, when he's under pressure, he just transforms into a different being. He's just always pissed, always always yelling, like it's like the walls are vibrating, like let's fucking go. Where are we? And like even though he's the last one to leave the house anyways. I'm sitting in the kitchen trying to eat my bowl of cereal like fucking quickly, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of the kitchen! Like we're going to the things now. You're gonna eat it when we come back." So he made me leave that bowl of cereal for like an hour and a half, lukewarm,
Milked
mushy. It was Shreddies. Shreddies never tasted the same after, just fully soggy.
Barf.
It looked like your whatever you just made today, the
Gumbo.
Gumbo. It was fucking shreddy gumbo, and I ate it with like disgust.
I want to loop back to just the degenerate shit I used to eat all the fucking time. Did you guys ever make just Tostitos with fucking cheese on it, like in the microwave?
I did, and then I realized it sucked. So I went
Well,
and
no,
bought
but
it.
it
was
doesn't
too
suck.
lazy. I was
It's
way too lazy.
amazing, but it's objectively like dog shit if you think about what it is. But fuck, back then, and I grew up on like bread and like cheese, like cream cheese. I would eat that shit for every fucking meal.
I didn't try warm cheese until I was an adult.
Warm, yeah, just like melted,
Tostitos,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I always ate the cheese with the nachos, but I never warmed it up until I was long an adult. And then I was like, oh my God, why have I been eating it
I
cold?
do like it cold. It
for
hits.
years.
It hits cold.
No, it's way better
cheese,
warm.
dude, I'll eat half a brick in like a night. Like
I'll eat the whole
I
thing
have
in a
no
jar.
discipline when it comes to
Yeah,
stuff
with food,
like that.
I
It's like,
can't.
dude, the milk, it's gone. Like that one of those milks is like $6, like for the lactose free or whatever. $6.
That was like any like chips in the house. My mom will go like
Yeah,
grocery
we
shop.
go
She'd
nuts with
eat,
that.
buy chips or whatever, and then it's like in the first 30 minutes the bag's gone, the cookies are gone.
Wait till you have to buy your own milk. Then
I
you'll
do,
discover
I do.
the discipline.
I do buy. Now I buy my own milk, own cheese. Cheese is dumb expensive, but thing is though,
cheese is
I have to
overly
limit myself with the cheese. 'cause
You need the
it's
Costco
fuck-
bricks, $10, 1.15 kilo.
Really,
Really?
I like the old
Mozzarella, cheddar,
cheddar. Yeah.
marble.
Are you guys old cheddar, medium, or like light?
Medium.
Don't ever say light.
I just transitioned into
like
old.
cheddar.
Medium and old I like.
I love old, man.
Marble.
Stinkier the better, man.
Gouda, Havarti,
Stinkier the better, you know.
Monterey Jack, any of those.
That's the Jack one.
So every cheese you just listed, I'd say is like beginner tier. I haven't at all ventured into the deeper.
Oh, I
tiers.
love
oh yeah,
cheese.
there's like actual like
You know, like
consoirs of
feta
like
and gold.
wine tasting and cheese, like wine
I
and
think
dine.
Gouda is past frontier. Most you ask your average Joe, they haven't tried Gouda.
Of course not.
Oh,
Gouda's
possibly.
little
But I'm
soft,
talking. I'm talking
creamy
tier
one? Isn't
2.
it like a creamy-
That's tier 2.
What's tier 1?
Just like
Cheddar and
mozzarella.
cheddar.
And mozzarella,
Yeah,
I
mozzarella.
guess.
Tier 1 is just the stuff that comes in bags.
So
stuff
you're
you
saying
get on
tier
anything.
1's down here and
Yeah,
tier
level
3's up here.
and then
Okay.
I
level
would
2.
I thought
never
you meant
buy
tier 1 is
Yeah.
like
shredded cheese. I would never buy pre-shredded cheese.
I always buy pre-shredded cheese. 'Cause I'm lazy.
I know you do, but there's no point of it.
Yeah.
They charge you a premium.
It's
just to buy
premium.
it.
It's a
It's like
premium.
and it's less
little
cheese.
powdered
It's way
shit
less.
all over it to
Usually-
keep it fresh.
It's usually
yeah,
old
yeah.
cheese that's going bad or whatever, and they need to get rid of it quickly. Always get the brick. Always get in
makes
the
The brick.
wholesale, baby, wholesale.
I'll actually rip it back. Did you guys get beat as kids or no?
Oh my god!
yeah,
off
yeah.
every fucking
course.
weekend.
And like,
any
what is
good
what's
human
to what
citizenship.
extent?
Yeah, what do you mean beat?
Like, what was a beating for you? And if you think back, was it most times deserved?
Of course. For me, I think so.
60-40 deserved, not deserved. I would say.
40% just Romanian rage.
Ask your dad. It's a different story, probably. Right? No.
Yeah, 100% deserved from your dad's
Yeah,
side.
different story.
I'd probably say 60-40. Like 60-40 is a good. 60 on the
Okay, I'll give you a
undeserved
good
side,
story
40
for
on
the one time, for just so you know, not deserved. This is not a story about me, but so we used to do Taekwondo, and you had a little I forget what it's called, like whatever your outfit
gi,
is called,
gi, yeah.
gi, little white thing that would keep pristinely clean because it had to be pristinely clean. So we're getting dressed, ready to go, and I don't know what the situation was. We're in our driveway, in our gravel driveway, and my sister decides she's gonna go play in the grass or something, or something. Right as we're dressed, ready to get into the car to go to Taekwondo, and she gets a stain. She gets a grass stain, and I don't know what she did, but he knows, and she sees, and they lock eyes, and she's like, "I gotta run. I gotta go for a run." You never run. And she went, she sprinted down the gravel driveway, and I remember being like, "Holy shit, what's happening?" And he just sprinted after her. He caught up to her. They just spin out. It looked like a cartoon. There was fucking gravel dust in the air and a cloud. and she was just getting her ass beat on the ground.
Holy
Damn.
shit!
And he dragged her ass back and whatever, yelling, screaming.
Dragged her by the legs. The key is disgusting now. It's full of dirt.
Marcus just sees her like unconscious.
He just had like, I don't know. There was like deserved ones, and then there was like times where like we're in the car and we're literally in the backseat laughing, and he turns around, "Stop laughing!"
Yeah. No, that was that
What?
while
driving the fucking-
It's like,
What?
we're having a good time. We're talking and we're talking too loud. Meanwhile, never mind. It just pisses me the fuck off because we would spend all our car rides. We're like, I always wanted to like have a conversation with my family. Like, it's like we have a limited time together. We're like, let's have a conversation about something. And then it's like they have this Polish fucking radio of church music fucking playing on the way to church, on the way back from church, fucking to the movie theater, back from the if we ever went to a movie theater, like to the friends. That was always the same shit on repeat. Remember the time I showed you that one thing
Yeah, buddy,
we
buddy.
were playing in the like I played a clip or whatever in the YouTube, like the fucking
Yeah.
it was the Keemstar fucking
Yeah, he's the Keemstar intro.
that is it was like every morning. I would wake up to it and I would it was awful. Like it was just awful. It's sad.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So when you got beat, did it like hurt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What?
I mean, of course.
My dad beat my ass like with anything like in like
Your physical anus.
physical.
Broke the wooden spoon on my sister's ass.
Damn. Okay. So
That's a big one.
That was
I
another
never
good-
got. I
that
never
was
got
another
the
good story.
weaponry. I never got the weaponry. I never got the inventory. So
My dad.
It was.
Only if you really.
He presses
Deserve
R1
it, I
and
guess.
cycles
I
through his inventory. What the fuck am I gonna? What am I gonna beat my? What am I gonna beat my kids with this week? Oh, the cat's nearby. Okay. No,
Remember, I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or whatever, but I did something. I broke something, and then, oh no, it was so in grade 1, I had this really strict old bitch, like this absolute
teacher.
fucking hag, teacher, and she was always like very like you do one thing. She would go into your agenda. She would write a note saying Matthew was misbehaving today. Matthew was being loud or this. Matthew was, whatever with his classmates kind of thing. And like, I guess my dad was very stressed because he worked in a shitty factory job, right? So like you work with idiots and whatever. So I get it. Now I kind of
Gets home from work, sees Matt.
No, like he would read like the note or whatever, and then like he would just like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like he would just transform into a fucking like unrecognizable person. Like he would just beat my ass. I remember he went and he bought this belt from like Walmart or something.
Just to beat your ass.
No,
He went to the leather store.
Yeah, J.J. Jewelers.
no, like
I need this ingredient. It's for my son. Oh my god, that's so sweet of you.
He's
like,
he
smacking it.
he broke the belt on my ass. He broke the belt buckle. Like he had to go get a new one like the next day.
Oh my
You
god.
say your dad like hung it up on the wall as like an intimidation tactic to like, you see that thing?
Yeah, like
Holy shit.
he would hang like things on like the. Now it's like looking back and it's like this
Yeah,
guy. Like,
that's abuse.
Yeah,
That's-
absolutely.
dude,
That's abuse.
Dude, it's just it's so
That was
funny.
abused.
Because
That explains so much.
I think there's a healthy middle ground, but I
Yeah,
think
there
definitely is
our
a healthy-
parents had this built up like just aggression that they had no way to get out, that kind of just leaked out in little spurts at times.
What about you?
So I only got hit one time in like the 6th grade. I went to the YMCA without telling my parents. And like they came home and I wasn't there, and I was with Chris. And then I got home, and then like my dad like slapped me upside the face, and then like I'm pretty sure he was like devastated because he came and like apologized after, and he felt like shit.
I've never.
Yeah.
So
You fucking your child.
if I was my dad sitting here right now listening to these stories, he'd probably be like, wow, that sounds like abuse. And then you'd say that story. He's like, oh, well, sounds like Pat's a good kid. Sounds like you guys were doing something you shouldn't have been doing. That's what my dad would say.
Well, that like I was just like a good kid. Like I got good grades. I didn't really fuck around. I had good friends, so there was no real reason to get my ass beat. And I was as a young kid. They always say like I was super like good. Like I
You weren't rolling around in the grass.
Yeah, I
getting
wasn't
your
like
pee
fucking around. But
green.
like, so the thing that I guess I would employ to like if I ever have kids is like I had a healthy fear of my dad. He made it very clear
Yes.
that he could beat the fuck out of me at any moment. Cause he would like get very mad. He would yell to fucking like he would blow the fucking lid off the house. He'd punch holes in like, very, very like, short fuse, but never hit me. But I was because of that, I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't do anything stupid, then I will never get to that point where I got hit. But yeah, I just
And I'll bet you both of us had like this, when you did something wrong, we had this like
100%,
trembling gut
yes.
feeling that the storm's coming.
That we all have that.
I'll be honest with you. So like I living at my parents' house, like I could tell exactly like whose footsteps were whose, right? I can tell by the tone of the footsteps. I know it's
The
my mom,
speed, the speed.
the tone, whatever. And I'd always know if it's like bad or whatever. But like sometimes I get PTSD, like in my own house, like Ruslan stomping around the fucking house, like fuck.
That's
No, Dad, no.
it's probably like real shit though. Like that feeling is like
That's a
it's
very
just,
real
just funny
feeling.
because we were raised that way. It's not we don't think anything of it, but I'm sure like that could cause like that probably caused some kind of trauma in you, right? Whether you acknowledge it or not, but it's like it's just jokes that it's like, oh, whatever, I don't give a fuck.
But I would also argue it turned us into normal, good.
yeah. I'd say there's arguments to both sides, 100%.
Well, it
Crazy
toughens your
outlandish
skin.
shit.
It toughens your skin a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
because
true.
like that's why we make the jokes we make, and that's
Yeah.
why the way we
We're
act.
long. Me and my dad are long past that now. We're
of course,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Everything is like it's like there's like an understanding now. I think he's probably a different person now too.
Oh, of course, yeah,
Well,
they're
they
younger.
get out of the my kid's a fucking like he's gonna be a fucking little shit all his life, and then now they're looking, they're like, okay, they're respectable humans.
Yeah.
Like I have to now just nurture them into being better, like with minimal support now that they can do their own thing. But no, my dad was always like he didn't have to do beat like everyone got spanked. I think if you didn't get spanked, you're a fucking pussy. Like seriously. Like
Thanks, Eric.
if you really you didn't even get spanked.
But I was just a good kid. Like I didn't cry. I didn't.
Okay,
I,
but
that's-
like,
that's good,
I was
though.
a good kid, but there's like
yeah. Tell ask your dad that.
For
Huh?
us, it was like the
yeah.
moments you step out of line, like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing in the moment. I'm a good kid, but every good kid, you're doing one thing.
I would just get the look. It was just like my dad would look at me and he would go Pati. No, sorry. I think they would say my full name, so I always call it Pati. And if they go Patrick, I stop. I immediate like Pavlovian conditioning. I hear my full name, that means stop whatever the fuck I'm doing and trace it back 3 steps, replay, and fix that, or else I'm gonna get fucking in trouble.
Well, for me, I grew up, let's say 13, 14 years of my life with just my mom almost. Because my dad would go to work in the morning. I didn't see him in the morning, go to work in the morning, and then I'd see him at like 4 or 5. And then he was the evening. So, because my mom was home a lot when I was a kid, like she worked part-time. So, and when I was like really young, like I don't think she worked until I was like eight years old. So like I grew up with my mom almost like a daycare. And then I just remember, like, always, it's like, well, I'm sure everyone got it too, but it's like when your father gets
Oh
home,
yeah.
when your
Oh,
father gets home, and then it was like, please don't tell him, please don't. It's like, well, you're gonna force me, you're gonna force my hand. I remember, I think I told you this story. Maybe I've told it before, but it was like, me and my brother left the CRT TV on, and you can hear it when it's on a little bit. You can hear the frequency, and even though it wasn't doing the crackling, it was black, so it must have just like gone in sleep mode or whatever. And we went out to play outside. My dad gets home, comes in, and my dad always, still to this day, as dads do, they tuck their shirt in. He's got the belly going, and he's got the belt and the fucking shorts on. It was summertime, and his clip-on sunglasses under his glasses. Comes in, he's got his mustache, and he goes inside. 10 minutes, we wave him down in the street. Goes in 10 minutes, comes out, and he goes, Eric, mic on, inside now. And we're like, oh shit. We're like, all right, we gotta go, guys. Go in, and we're standing at the top of those stairs, and he's standing at the bottom of on the other side. Same thing. We're at the top, he's at the bottom. And he's got his sunglasses on, and he doesn't have to make a look, and he just goes, which one of you left the TV on? and both of us go look at it, which are, the lip starts going. The lip starts going immediately because it's that tone. It's that tone, and the look, didn't even have to look at his eyes. We just saw our reflections in his fucking sunglasses, and we knew death was imminent. and it was like, I said, which one of you left the TV on? I'm not gonna ask again. And it was like, we're sorry. And he's like, get your things from outside. You're going upstairs now, both of you. And it was like, fuck, we were both done. But like that, I'm surprised that was a story that stuck in my mind. But like, he didn't even have to. Like, when it did happen, it was like rough, because I think I got the belt once, but it was like, it was a spank. It was like, fuck, man. I can't remember the last time I got spanked. But
I was, Dad, stop spanking me.
Stepdad, no. No, but it was like, I don't know. For us, it wasn't. My mom would grab your ear, slap you upside the head.
The hot ears later. You fucking feel your ears like
fuck.
Burning.
It was brutal. But my dad didn't have to spank. It was my mom that spanked, slap upside the head, and the ear thing.
Did your mom hit you beat you as well, or was it more your dad?
Probably it's more my mom as like a.
She'll tell your dad. She's a snitch.
as a younger child, she definitely did the little. But then my dad was the serious, like, if you did something.
You were the Punisher. Your mom was Wink Yahoo and the Punisher, and your dad just comes in. You fucked up, Marcus. Come here, you're getting slimed. Get in the slime chamber.
There were definitely more times where it's like, oh, I got a detention. I'm gonna tell mom, and mom might not tell dad. She might just sign the slip and slip that under the rug.
I've had those.
I got a C on a math test, whatever.
I think just recently those fucking classified files got released to my father. I was like, I think just recently, like at a dinner or something, I used to say, like, I looked at my mom. I'm like, remember all those like green slips and you guys.
We had blue slips.
Okay, so you know similar.
Dude, I'll tell you my story after.
Okay, similar concept, but should I explain what these discipline slips were? So exactly, they were like discipline slips, and basically at my Catholic school was green was the lowest, and then it went pink. Green was like you had to walk around.
Elementary or high school?
Elementary. High school.
I don't know.
Fuck, you ain't keeping me there with no slip. Get the
wipe my ass with a blue slip.
I'm blowing my nose.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I would bring it, you would get a green. Green was like you had to walk around at recess with the teacher. And then
That's so shit.
and then, it's so shit. It was like just a buzzkill. It was a buzzkill.
Something like that.
And then there was a pink, which was detention, or you had to walk around at lunchtime with the with the teacher, which was fucking AIDS. And then and then there was the reflection sheet. You had to draw a picture of what you did and then write down like what you did and why you're sorry for it. So I got a lot of those in the first grade. And then there was
nobody ever read those.
Nobody.
Yeah,
One
crumpled on there.
Imagining it. I remember telling my mom, I was like, I had to bring it, and those ones you had to get brought home, and the pink slips you had to get brought home and signed. And I remember my mom going, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, well, I had to draw a picture of me kicking Billy in the ass, and then writing, I kicked Billy in the ass, I'm sorry. And then I got put in the thinking chair. And dude, I was so fucking like, I wasn't even like a bad kid. I don't know. I was just like I feel like I should have had ADD. Like I should
100%. That is the reason why I was in so much trouble.
You know what they used to do to me? This is not a lie. This is not a joke. From the first grade, I remember from the first to about 7th grade, They used to put me aside. They pulled my desk aside and they put me in a
Turn
corner.
it around, put you in the back corner. They put a mirror up and made you reflect on
I used to
yourself.
sit at those hexagon or the trapezoid desks.
Oh, yeah,
at the
the
back
brown
beside
ones,
the
like
teacher.
brown- yeah.
Because I was a distraction to my other classmates. I was just doodling and shit and fucking.
Eric's doing this. I'm a distraction. He was actually just whipping his cock out. Hey, teacher, shut up.
Hey, Vanessa, want to see something funny? No, but I don't remember it being like that bad because like clearly I'm
it's-
I'm
you're
still a
not that-
shit
no.
disturber, but like man, like I got punished and it was like I always remember at parent teacher interviews like my
I hated those.
the
man.
fucking teacher would be like Mr. and Mrs. Blank, it's like nice to meet you, and then my parents would sit down and then they would be like, so Eric has like fucking issues, you know this, right? and then my dad then would look at the teacher and then look at me. It's like, the fuck's your problem? And then I'd be like, what do you mean? And my mom, I remember one interview, like my third grade. I can't believe I remember this now. My third grade interview, she goes, maybe if there's some sort of reward system at home for Eric, you know, maybe does he get like an allowance? And I remember my dad goes, he goes, allowance. and then I remember my mom goes, well, when we go to the mall, sometimes I give him a gumball.
Man, the teacher must be like, wow, they're fucking.
That guy, that explains everything.
Dude, and that was true. When we would go to the mall, like I wouldn't get games from GameStop or the food from the mall, whatever. I would get like, can I have a gumball? And those $2 machines.
And you had to
25
fight for
cents.
it.
What do you-
Yeah,
25
cents.
cents. But that's what I mean. Like I would get a nickel or a quarter or whatever. And my mom would be like, well, sometimes he gets a gumball. And then I remember the teacher like afterwards, like, can I talk to you? And then they made me sit outside. And then after that, there was a direct correlation. It was like my mom started making like a chore sheet, and it was like, okay, if you guys do your chores, then you get like, I think it not a monetary thing, but it was like, I don't know, you get an extra 15 minutes on the Game Boys or something, or extra hour or whatever. But like, anyway, but about the slips, like,
Yeah.
I got a lot of those slips, and they were like disciplinary slips. But
So we just had blue slips, I think. I didn't think I had any pink slips.
and which one of those did it correspond
That's
with?
what we just had detentions. We didn't have any color system, just detentions or suspension.
No, so blue slips, if you accumulated a lot of them, so I think if you had like 2 or 3, or I think it was 3 or more, you would get suspended or
Yes,
something.
the blue slips are detentions.
They are detention, yeah. It's like reprimands for like
that's how I was.
misbehaving. So like there was this one year where one of the most hype nights ever. It was like end of like third recess. We're all walking like
In
the
the
bell
fourth
goes.
grade.
No, it was like yeah, it was literally, no, it was
It's one of the
sick.
most hype nights of my life.
No, it was sick because I'll tell you. We were walking back. It was like winter, and some people started throwing snowballs at each other, and then like it just became a whole thing. So like there's like 50 kids just literally started throwing snowballs at each other. It was fun. Like you're fucking 13, 12 years old, and everyone just started throwing snowballs. And obviously like one teacher comes by and everyone just scrams. Right? It's like I was like, oh fuck, get away, whatever. And then this bitch of a teacher walks into like our grade 8 room, and then she's like, I gotta make an announcement, you know, like there were some boys out there throwing snowballs, and you know, maybe somebody got hurt, maybe somebody didn't, but we just want to make sure, you know, that everyone's okay. So no one's gonna get in trouble, but I just want to show up hands of who fucking threw snowballs. And my simp ass, I was like, you know what, I'm a good kid. I'll go up, whatever. Like, oh yeah, it was me. And like I'm like, throw your hand up, whatever. The guy puts his hand up, like everyone's like 6 people put their hands up, whatever.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
She's like, okay, thank you guys. Comes back 15 minutes later with a stack of blue slips, and it's like she gave like 2 to me, one for like with like I like literally got two blue slips that day.
Because you were the first one, obviously.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, the
commander
whole like
in
half the class we're like, what the fuck is this bitch's problem? And like, excuse me, you have to go in and like get your parents to sign in. Like me having any kind of like disciplinary forms like to my parents is like the whole night is ruined. Like it's like it's
My
like
dad's getting the belt.
arguments. It's like we're like having a family fight.
Coming home with those things in your backpack and trying to mentally figure out when do I bring this up.
So and I did. It was like it's so fucking exhausting because it's like I had to like figure out like what's it because there's such thing as like time and place. Like this, you can't just at any time
Of course.
just announce that you have this. So I had to like make up a reason for my mom to drive me to school that day. It's like, oh, my knee hurt, whatever. And then I'd tell her, I need you to sign these 2 things. I'm crying in the car, like I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to throw a fucking snowball or something bullshit. Mom was yelling at me for like getting in trouble, kind of thing. But it's like she fucking sucked.
Yeah, when I was younger, though, it was horrible. It was so traumatic having to think when to bring that up to my parents. But when I was like getting older, like closer to grade 8, it was like, Bus is coming. Mom is there. Mom, by the way, I got detention yesterday. Please sign this.
Oh yeah.
Did she care? Or?
No, look, because it was for stupid reasons. When I was younger, they cared more because it was like, Chloe, you did something. What did you do?
Yeah.
Oh, something. But it was literally always like I got like 10, 15 of those. It was like
Damn.
flicking cubes in math class, like little math cubes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bing, bing, flicking them at the other kids and flicking them back, whatever, detention. One was a snowball fight. One was about to have a snowball fight.
Yeah, it was like that was
Detention.
another one too. Yeah.
One was kicking a shoe. It was like the end of the day, and there was a shoe. There's like a double door system, and there was a shoe, just a lone shoe, in between the double door system. And as I'm walking out, I kicked the other one. And then like the sped kid came out, and was like, you kicked my shoe, you kicked my shoe. And then I was like, dude, I didn't know it was your shoe. It was just a shoe, and I was just walking by, and I kicked it because whatever.
Sped.
Special ed kid.
And then
Say spec ed.
Like a little spaz. He was a bit of a spaz.
You've never heard of SPED before?
I was always
That was
That's
very.
why they called me a sped. They call you a fucking sped.
I thought it was
Little
anything
things here
else.
and there. There was one time, I don't remember what I got detention for, but then I was just in detention. Did I tell the story? And then they put me in the corner and I was playing with chalk. And it's the first time I ever like just played with chalk. And I was like, chalk is sick. And there was like a whole box. And I took like a handful of chalk sticks and just put them in my gray sweater. And then the teacher
it
was
was a
like,
brown sweater.
Were you a brown sweater? Yeah. It was like, were you stealing chalk? No. And there's just chalk all over my hands and leading into my pocket. And they're like, we're going to give you another,
put your hands behind your back.
another detention. Just come back tomorrow.
Right.
Get on the fucking desk.
Spread them.
Spread them.
No, I never got in trouble.
They came
I
for
never got anything.
and everything. And so at some point, my parents understood. They're like, all right, they're just giving these to you for no goddamn reason.
But also, okay, how were your grades in elementary school? Because I had
Elite.
Really?
Elite grade. That's why they didn't care.
You had elite grades?
Yeah.
I was in the 70s, 80s.
No, elementary school, it was A on everything.
yeah.
A.
No, I was in like the B's and A's.
Yeah, no.
I also went to. So it's funny because I got really good grades growing up all the way in elementary school, middle school, high school. I looked up the ranking in Ontario, so one of the biggest, I guess, the biggest fucking province in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
My elementary school was ranked 769 out of 772. Like it was like the third worst school in fucking Ontario, and my high school was like also at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was I smart or did I just go to a really?
You were
bad school?
relatively smart.
Oh yeah, I was always relatively smart. Yes, because I learned that very fast in university that I was completely and 100% a complete fucking
That's
idiot.
insane because my brother is like a mathematical genius. Like he could teach me physics, math. Like he could pull up like a grade 12 textbook.
They can't kiss a girl on the lips.
Doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, he's fucking. Can
But,
mathematically kiss a girl.
Again,
Theoretically, I know exactly what that feels
I've
like.
done the
Theoretically.
equations. I know how this works.
I know how this feels.
But like he could like open up a thing and he would know exactly everything about it. But then so he got accepted to electrical engineering at UW.
Yeah.
And he couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
It's like insane. He got a 105 on his grade 12 physics exams. He got the bonus questions right. Got everything on the fucking thing right. But then as soon as he got into like first year, second year, third year, it's like it's a totally
It's humbling,
different.
truly and
Yeah.
utterly humbling.
It's like it just makes me think that I'll never be that. That'll never.
That's why they say engineering students have the highest rate of suicide.
Yeah,
Because
makes sense.
guys are throwing themselves out windows because it's so hard.
And like you're also like if you go into engineering, you were probably the prize child. You were probably told you were the smartest.
But,
You knew you were
but
the
that's
smartest.
the other half of it. I'd say it's like it's the expectations in your head that you feel like you're not living up to, so you don't feel like you're enough, and you don't feel like
Yeah.
you're good enough.
I was
to
going to
kinda-
say, because the engineering students understand the physics and how to throw themselves off.
they know precisely at what
Get
height.
the
Success ratio.
To get the success.
They know exactly when they don't feel it versus if they were one story they could.
Hits the ground, just breaks his legs and fucking twists his spine. It's gonna go in it. No.
There was it's funny because like growing up there was, and to this day I still don't know if this was some kind of Soviet Canadian spy training, sleeper soldier training, but they would take me and this one other girl who also had really good grades, but then they also take this one kid who like possibly had a bit of like mental handicaps, like he wasn't, something was a bit off. And regardless, they put us all in the same group and they shipped us off to the basement of some school in downtown Kitchener, and we all grouped together with kids from other schools, and we would do this like weird gifted program where they would like teach us a bunch of weird not curriculum shit. And I was thinking back, I was like, they were like my outcome. I was like being studied. I was literally being studied, and they were studying this kid And they probably like, 'cause think about it. When you sign up for a school, do they have like your parents' income and shit too? Is it all like statistically tied to you? Like, are they going, okay, this person lives in this area and the parents' income
Tell
or
you, they
whatever?
had
Like,
my fake baptism certificate.
That's fucking
Getting
hilarious.
to Catholic elementary school.
yeah, Shelby's mom had to get baptized in like the fucking like 8th grade, like 2008, because she wanted Shelby to go to a Catholic school in fucking Toronto. But you know, like the gifted shit was just so bizarre.
Confirmed. I think it was confirmation.
Or confirmation, yeah.
You need both. You need both.
But I don't know. It was just so bizarre.
I was the only kid in my whole elementary school who every time we had mass or whatever, and I would go up and just fucking or whatever you do to
the fucking patty cake.
and then he would just see you and be like,
No, sorry. Being the only Catholic here, practicing,
You were not the only. Shut the fuck up.
maybe. Baptism, first communion. That's another celebration, and then there's one in between, but then there's confirmation,
and there's reconciliation where the priest
No,
would come
it's-
come
that's
before
every-
the
that's like
and
twice a
pull
year.
you into the closet for 20 minutes, and they go, Marcus, you're up, and if it was a supply teacher, you'd be like, they don't know. And they're just like, I don't go, buddy, don't worry.
I had never felt like more of a sin. Actually, I'd always felt like a sinner. But the thing is, I'd never felt worse in my life than lying to a priest. When I was like, went up for confession one day, and we always had it in the gymnasium, right, in the auditorium at the elementary school, and they would set it up with the candles and the music. And I remember Father Piotr, he goes, and then I'm going up to Father Peter and Father Eric. So I'm like,
It's funny. I know those people.
the guy with dude, the purple sash.
Yeah,
and then Father
black.
Eric always wore the
They all got the purple sash.
Dude, no, it's a like a purple belt in karate and shit. It's like, dude,
He's a purple belt Jesus worshiper.
That tells you how many kids he's fond of.
He's got the purple.
Got the purple belt.
do not speak ill about Father Peter. He
He's
was
the
a great man.
fourth prestige.
He was a great man. He did a great job on my ass. Okay, he felt great.
He's a fourth prestige.
Priest.
Marksman.
And that's why the Pope has got the hat. He's 10th master.
He's grand
He's
chess
fucked over
master.
10,000 kids.
Oh man.
He's got all the gold guns.
All the cardinals are ninth. They're just waiting to get that.
Yeah, they're
down.
waiting.
The Cardinals. Dude, when's this guy his KD ratio is gonna go down?
all the
KID ratio.
all the cardinals are in those lobbies where you're trying to get into the clan. Dude, just you have to kill the Pope to get into the clan.
He's so good, man.
So the Pope is sick.
Get him. He's fucking doing double
He's
YYs.
untouchable. He can get kids from across the room.
360
How does he do it?
Holy shit. He can fuck him without even touching him. As the Pope,
He sends the Holy Spirit.
you develop
Gets him
telekinesis.
across the room.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
Wow. I stand pre-slander. Okay, continue back to the story. Father Peter and Eric.
Father Peter and Eric, I had to in line generate a fucking story about how I stole something from my sister. I don't have a sister, and I just went up to Father Eric and I was like, because I couldn't think of anything bad that I had done, even though I was a fucking bad kid. I know I was always doing stupid shit, but it's like I always thought it wasn't up to the caliber that you had to reconcile. But the whole point of reconciliation is just to make yourself feel better at the end of the day of the bad deeds you've done. That's why you go to the priest and you say, and then God forgives you, and then you feel better when you leave. So I was like, I couldn't think of, maybe I'm just a sociopath, because maybe I just didn't feel bad about all the bad shit I was doing in school. And no, but I went up and I was like, I made up some story about how I stole keys from my sister or something. And he just goes, he's like, yeah, well, Eric, you know that this is like a bad thing. And I'm like, I know, Father.
Eric, one day you're gonna be stealing from cars. You know.
Oh my god! For legal reasons, that story will have to
We
fucking.
cannot speak about this.
never
Yeah, I don't think the statute of limitations is up on that one.
I don't even know if I've talked to Father Peter about that. That'll be the next one. You know. I wonder how that man's doing. I wonder how those guys are doing. I haven't seen him in a while.
Great, they absorbed the youth.
Father, you look the same.
36 still.
You look
How
the
is this
same
possible?
age. When were you born? 1949. 1949. I don't know.
1829.
1820.
He's a vampire.
Midnight Mass.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
Oh,
a good show.
dude,
was a fantastic
Easter
show.
is literally The worst for masses.
We meant the show midnight mass, not actual midnight. I would never got dead going to midnight mass.
You know, so the amount of stories I have.
Actually, no, midnight mass I think is
Yeah, Easter.
Christmas time.
No, it's Easter.
I love.
Midnight mass?
I like going to mass at Christmas. Contrary to popular belief, I like going to mass at Christmas. It's like a cult. I don't know, like a
Cult. A good old cult style.
cultural thing.
I think I'm all masked up, honestly.
I've been masked.
You're filled to the brim with Father Peter's mass. That's
It's a
what you are.
transition.
Only problem is I have no idea what we were talking about.
No, I wanted to hit it. What was your progression with religion growing up?
My progression.
It's still progressing. What do you mean? I'm on my way to becoming a priest.
I want to be master.
I have my black belt actually. I'm only one dude next to I'm next away from assassinate. I mean, Ryan,
My family was growing up was the only.
assassinating the Pope.
We were the
I don't want to
only.
get put on a list. Oh shit!
Ooh, clean transition.
Nice.
Clean save. You're good.
Gonna put out too.
We were the only non-religious Romanian family that I knew of.
Just sock the rest and then fucking.
Yeah, I'll these socks have got to go in the garbage anyway. I fucking had them since the second.
So you can start and we'll go in a circle.
So we were the only non-religious Romanian family that I knew of.
Really?
Every other Romanian family was just so all into it, all the Jeebus and the this and that, and we used to go to church like a couple times a year just to appease my mom's side of the family because they wanted to go for Christmas and Easter or whatever. And it was like it would just be like me and my sister would like play Tamagotchi or like count the organs because there'd be like 350 organs.
Count the human organs while they're hanging.
The Romanian church.
And then my dad would just bust jokes and be like, "Look at this fucking guy," and just like tap our shoulder, like, look at him," and just make jokes. My dad would crack jokes the whole time.
Dude, no way. If I was
so
kneeling down, dude, my
boring.
dad wouldn't even let us like sit on the pews. He would fucking like pull your neck up and he'd be like, "You fucking stand up like straight."
We
That's
went
the
to
dad I
some
never had.
new, I don't know, whatever my mom's family was called, the New Apostolic Church. That's what we went to. It was a huge, nice building. We would go there. The same old men say the same story, and then they would go, "In the Heavenly Father," and they would just sing badly, and it was like, what is this?
I know.
And that was it. We went to the Catholic high schools because they were the better schools, but my family just there was nothing. Anytime we'd be like, "Oh my God," my dad would be like, "No God, there's no God here."
If there was a God, my son wouldn't be you. Oh no. Okay, so that's a fair.
And I just learned from TV and documentaries, and I was like, turns out it's not true. None of it's real.
Nothing's real.
We still got a picture of Jesus hanging above my fucking bathroom door, like beside the bathroom. It's beside the bathroom where we take all the dumps. My
Jesus
dad.
judges
It's the famous one of him like with the heart and he's doing this and the lights. No,
I don't
It's
know.
a very famous picture of like Jesus, like I think it was like by
Picture or
That's not
painting?
fucking Thor.
It was by Picasso or something. He's doing this and he's like at the heart or something. But my dad still got that photo. And I was like, take it down. He's like, nah.
Okay, so Matt, let's hear your like. And what was like your like?
Oh,
so I'm
this will
trying
be
to
good.
walk through like
Exactly.
your mental state. At what point did you whatever? So let's hit it.
I'd say like so. There's one video of the Graham when Graham and I went to my parents' house a couple of years ago. We had to go get something from my house for like the summer, and Graham just notices that there's like icons. And, like,
Oh, I noticed it.
there's
when I
like
went there, too.
paintings and like pictures of like the Pope and like saints and all these like
Parents'
pictures
house,
of
it's all
Jesus.
full of just old men you don't know. It's just like, this is the Bishop Ashmurgetti from Switzerland, and this is Pope Benedict. And, who are these people? Why are you?
Yes,
huge,
there's
not even 8x10. They were bigger than that. They were like huge posters on the wall.
massive.
The Mount Rushmore. Of fucking,
all the prestige icons. Okay, so
Yeah, no. So there's just so many of them, but like I guess since day one, like my parents have always been like very, very religious, and like my grandparents, like all my extended
still
family.
to this day.
Them, oh, absolutely. But like my cousins and like anyone my age, obviously like fell off a while ago. I'd say like I'd probably say I was pretty religious till like maybe the 11th or 12th grade. Like I was like fully believing. Like I go to church every Sunday, altar serve, whatever. Like be like active and like within like the school kind of church group, whatever. But then after
I was an altar server for elementary school. Like because you got to skip class occasionally, and they'd be like, "Oh, all the kids who are going to do the special stuff, you get to leave for 20 minutes or whatever." So I just
the one thing that was goated in elementary because like sometimes like they would do funerals during the week. So my
you know what was goated? Funerals.
the priest would like pull me out of class.
It's like a dead fresh corpse.
The priest would pull me out of class and like he like, hey kid, like could you help serve like whatever for like
Help
the thing.
serve this body.
Shut up. I can't even tell a story, man.
I was gonna make the exact same joke. I'm glad it was you though.
Like, but these are the words that like
I know. I just,
it sounds funny, but it's like the Bosnia story all over again. So we'd whatever, and he'd pay us
You
like
stuff the bodies with anything?
all I would do was I'd carry the cross, I'd lead the body
Oh, so
out of the
you-
church. I had nothing to do
really?
with. I had nothing to
He's
do with.
holding it, and then he's going up to, oh fuck!
I'm talking about a church, not a morgue. I'm not dressing
all
the
like
body.
a-
Or anything.
Worth the stress, man.
Yeah, I'm a fucking 12-year-old kid just trying to make $10.
She got paid?
what?
I never got
I was
paid.
trying to get to that they paid me like $10-20 and like I'd make that every like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. So I had
So,
little
to do the funerals, man.
Do the
And this
yeah,
was
so-
in high school.
elementary.
Elementary. Okay, and then you got to high school and you were still religious.
Yeah, I'd say probably until I don't
You
know,
smoke
like-
weed?
Well, I think, yeah, like
Before he
probably
saw
17,
Mia Malkova.
16,
and then-
17.
Did you have like a transitionary period where you knew you were sinning, but you still like believed it? Like, do you ever have a point where you were like, you know,
yeah,
a little
absolutely,
mental
yeah.
health?
Correcting you slowly.
Not corrupting you.
Like, did it like were you thinking about it like constantly? Or?
Yeah, but I'd say the best way to explain it, it's like I went from a fully theist kid to more agnostic. Like Markus is atheist.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more agnostic. I'm fully agnostic. I don't believe anything that we know as is true. I'd say that there's definitely something to explain everything, but
Yeah.
I don't think that
Monkey
All-
brain humans have fucking figured it
I
out.
figured it out exactly. It's been the last 2,000 years. Like I think that if you take the lifespan of the Earth, it's like 1 billion years old. Let's say I don't know how the number is, but it's
7 billion. I don't know.
it's a big number.
Billions.
And for us to only really know the last 5,000 years of documented history, what the fuck happened for the last millions? Like we're talking thousands of years.
A sick
now
ass rave.
millions of years. Now billions of years.
Well,
Like
the interesting thing about that is that past whatever 5,000, right? 5,000 BC, 4,000 BC, when
Yeah.
they built the pyramids, they're just guessing.
it's absolutely
You know,
it's a
just,
shot
it's
in the
just
dark.
really smart people
that's
making
not
a
true at
really smart guess.
What you guys talking about?
Right?
We've got buildings go back 12,000 years and shit.
What?
No, I don't
Got, yeah,
know.
we
No,
do.
but
No.
Okay,
we do.
before the beginning of like civilization.
They say civilization started about 10,000 years ago, but written history started like 6,000 or
6 to-
something. So it's
yeah,
like
exactly.
before that,
We
it's like
have,
you don't
like,
know.
it was
physical
the
evidence
Egyptians.
Like stone,
of civilization up to at least 12,000 years.
I don't think so, because I think stone,
watched a Joe Rogan podcast? Let me tell you.
Stonehenge is one of those things where it's like, how the fuck did that get there? Nobody knows. They guess because that's like one where I think you're right. It's like 12,000.
You ever seen Teotihuacan? Or what's that other city?
Tenno. I always used to call it
Tenochtitlan or something.
Tenochtitlan.
I saw one of those in person in Peru.
The Chichen Itza.
One of them.
the
One of
they
them. I don't
excavated.
remember one of them, but I
I
saw
was in
it.
Mexico. What you're talking about, but yeah, I know.
I went, dude. When I went to Tulum, I saw so many fucking.
No, but back to the point.
The spirit of God. That video,
Which one?
the one with the dude's upside down. It's
Oh,
like,
the
it's
fucking
like
the
human
like.
existence.
Oh, that was sick.
That's so sick.
That was sick.
Imagine seeing pyramids in Mexico, and then you see that just.
Look, do I believe in magical creatures like the Muchagaid? Of course.
Of course.
Of course. They've existed
The
for thousands,
Sultan.
for millennia.
They've been stealing foreskins for generations. You have no idea how big his collection is. But
What do you think the Pope's hat's made of?
the
My point
Mujahideen
is-
have been deployed to fucking collect foreskins for the Pope. Backstory: there's a creature at this cottage we just visited that was
We don't
called the
talk about
Muchagaid.
the Muchagaid.
Don't say it more than
Don't
four,
say- yeah,
four times
four
in
times in
succession.
front of a mirror.
We don't want it to come up
Three.
again.
Don't say it more than three, and the fourth, you know what happens.
Muchagaid,
Yeah.
Muchagaid.
It's
Oh,
for your family lineage.
You guys ever remember Bloody Mary?
Yeah,
never
well,
did that.
Candyman. Same
Yo,
thing.
wait, but back to so you transitioned into agnostic, and that was like that's where you are now. Like just
That's
in
what,
high school.
that's what I'm
Okay.
studying now. Yeah, I don't go to church or
And what about
practice
you?
anything.
What was your transition? Because you were in the pews getting slapped up the head.
It's funny because I was always like, I guess you could characterize me as like always a bad kid. I guess like not a bad troubled or whatever. Like I was always fucking around. You know, like so they were always like putting me aside or putting me in special groups or whatever. Like I wasn't like.
You were the kid with ADHD, but
Yeah,
like,
you were
didn't
the fucking
diagnose
kid
But
with
it.
not really, because there were other kids that were like
the
way
the
worse.
worst kids, yeah.
And because teachers would come up, like I remember in the 6th grade, she's like, we had to do this like project, and I was like, I liked writing, and I was good at doing stories and like art and shit. And then she's like, Eric, this is fantastic. Like what the fuck? I didn't get my first A until 5th grade. And then 6th grade, I wrote this thing about a story, and she's like, "This is fantastic. Can I keep this as an exemplar for next year?" And then I was like, "Sure." And then she's like, "Where the fuck was this? Like, why are you not like this all the time?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And it's like, I think it's just the creative aspect. Like, I don't know, but no. What would you ask?
Well, just back to like what
Oh,
was
the
like,
religion.
What was, yeah,
I was talking about. Being troubled.
Yeah,
Being
troubled.
troubled.
Yes, yes.
So I was always kind of a like troubled, I guess you could call it, or like non-guided in my academics. But in terms of like religion, I guess I always felt like a pull to it, like a weird pull. And even now to this day, I guess I would consider myself agnostic, but because I'm smarter than the average human, than the churchgoer, the average churchgoer. But because there's things you have to weigh, like in modern science, it's like there's people that have dedicated their lives, and like the last 1,000 years since the scientific method, it's like, dude, like astronomy, like you can't deny some of this stuff. It's like there's math in
Astrology, Leo,
I said astronomy.
Sagittarius.
Oh,
You can't fucking deny
it.
Astro.
Da Vinci
Whoa,
Code is a Da Vinci Code.
Astronomy. Astrology? Yeah. Taurus.
Real.
Yo, what's your sign?
Cock and ball torture.
Mucho gait.
Would you gonna eat this, my son?
It's the newest one.
Damn. Okay.
I'm a Cancer, but we're feisty apparently.
Yeah, we are cancers.
Yeah, that's
You're not a Cancer. You're a Leo.
He is Cancer though.
He is
honestly.
Cancer.
No, I'd say I'm agnostic, but I enjoyed the. For me, it's like a cultural thing within like my family. So
It
it's
is
like,
because it's you have
my
good
grandma-
memories associated to it. It's
yeah, like I love going to my grandma and like we'll pray or whatever. Like I like doing that, going to
Yeah.
church with her, going to church with my dad,
Yeah.
and going to even the Slovak church. We
But
used to go
I
to when was a
realized that
kid.
that's like that's very disconnected from like the whole going to church thing because it's like
Right.
you're associating church with family time, right? And that's actually
That's just
very
community,
disconnected.
what you guys are craving.
That's
Well-
exactly what I mean. It's like I feel like it's the connection.
in a way though. In a
That's
way.
why it's latched on for so
There are
long. as long as
traditions
it
Oh,
has.
and like
you're saying
because
that's
of just
why.
the
That's
community
why
thing.
it's
Dude,
so
yeah.
perpetuated.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think though, because like when you read the Bible, like you really like whether or not you believe it or not, like I believe what you want, but whether or not you believe that Noah actually threw millions of animals onto one giant boat, you know, it's like and a podcaster was on that boat. I saw a good meme today. It's like, you really think he put 2 podcasters on that boat and now we have podcast? You put millions of animals on the boat. It's pretty. Moses splitting the Red Sea. Is that really crazy? Jesus walking on water. There was a good Rogan podcast where he had
Chris
a guy.
Angel can do it. Why can't you? I don't understand.
But it's about the translation. It's like, dude, that book, the Bible, the most popular book in the history of humankind, has been translated
Sold by some Stephen King book.
millions of times, and if you go back to whatever, if they wrote it in ancient Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew is different than the Hebrew. we
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
now.
The translation is
and,
a lot of stuff.
and even it went translated from Arabic, ancient Arabic, to Old English. And try and listen to someone that speaks Old English now, or try and read it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So like, you change the preposition in one sentence in the Bible. Jesus walked on the water. Jesus walked by the water, near the water. It changes the whole narrative. So when I heard
In the water.
in the water, he came in the water. Moses.
Virgin Mary, he fucked the shit out of Virgin Mary. They missed like 30 full pages.
Whore Mary slept with the entire village. Did not know who was impregnated.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah.
We're not going to be able to air this podcast. At first, I was talking about fucking murdering assassinating the Pope, and then now Jesus is
I'm
fucking.
going to title the
village
podcast, Eric Assassinates the Pope. Eric's assassination plot for the Pope.
Wait, which one? Wait, I got my scar. I'm like, is it the guy? Wait, the guy with the funny hat?
In the grassy knoll. They all have funny
They
all have funny fucking ass.
Which one? The Italian one. Oh, wait, which? They all have big noses. Which one?
Not the guy with the dreadlock, the whatever.
Dreadlock.
Not the dreadlocks.
The Jamaican Pope.
Imagine that.
Whatever Jews have on the side of like their, what do you call it, the sideburns? I guess.
I don't know what that's
Extended
called.
sideburns.
Extend those sideburns.
Dude, yeah, what is that?
Clip-on sideburns.
They have like a.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
But no, it's always
No,
nice.
it is. It's a genuine thing. Jewish people have a specific haircut.
Yeah,
It's not-
there's nothing wrong with
Even
it.
since I
It's
was a
just
child,
funny.
I always found all those things so dumb. Where it's like,
Of course.
because we are this religion, we wear this thing, and it has to be this way and this, because of course God, when He invented the entire universe, thought of curls in your hair with a fucking bead on the end. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
It was never dictated by God. It was dictated by the humans that interpreted the God's
cares?
word.
Who
And
ca-
that-
it's
but
meaningless.
That's
It
what I
means
mean.
Absolutely,
But I'm
You're
just
gonna
trying to say
die.
that's why it is the way it is. Like, especially, in Muslim culture, in Jewish culture, Christian culture, everyone's got their own weird, crazy shit. And it differs between country even then. It's
Imagine
Christianity's
imagine fighting to the death over the way that you look,
Insanity.
what you believe in,
Yeah.
I know.
or the way that you
Insanity.
dress. What the fuck does that? I cannot
As a
comprehend.
child, I could sit back outside of all of them and look and be like, that religion, that religion, that religion. Oh, like same thing.
shit.
Just a bunch of- Just a bunch of
Believing in
bullshit.
some power.
And the fact that other people were just sending armies to death over nothing.
Yeah. To protect. And dude,
Insanity.
the funniest shit about that too is like, it's so the part that's always rubbed me the wrong way about like religion as a whole, any religion, is that for the wrong crowd, and I'd say this is maybe like even the majority of the crowd, is that there becomes this superiority within your own religion.
Yeah.
You then believe that your religion is the true one and all, and if you are not this religion, then you will go to hell, and it's your hell.
or you are subhuman.
Oh, but what about this? What about Catholic hell? Do all Muslims go to Catholic hell, and do all Catholics go to Muslim hell? Like what's the fuck? And it's like it just sounds so fucking stupid. And like the other part that's always pissed me off about like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what religion it is, like Catholic, Christian, whatever. But it's when I see like North American people, typically North America, you're very privileged. Like your life is fucking amazing in comparison to a lot of other standard livings in like really third world countries. And there'll be people posting, oh, God chosen, I'm feeling very blessed. It's okay. If you believe that you yourself are blessed, then what's the explanation for all the fucking cursed people in the world? Like, this guy, my bro up in the sky, whoever he is like,
Because
you're going to get the...
Catholic and not Christian.
Dude, that's the thing. It's like,
oh my god,
oh,
that's
a mo-
massive difference.
like
That always pissed me
dude,
off
like-
so much. Where I'm like, man, it's the exact same thing. Are you kidding me?
Dude, it's like imagine being like, oh, I got the Maserati and the Lamborghini. I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate. And it's like, but the same guy who gave you all that shit just gave that kid fucking cancer. That whole family died in a fucking car accident. It's like, that's the guy you look up to. That guy sucks. He just fucking killed 1 million people yesterday. And you're like, no, that guy's fucking fired because he gave me Lambo. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't like when people use that as a
Attribution to anything.
Yeah, attribution to
Everything you
especially,
have
like,
is your own.
a higher power that is supposed to be so benevolent to the
Yeah.
people beneath. But obviously, in the Old Testament, he was a different guy. Like he must have fucking.
He's more chill back then. He's still
way
he's
worse.
not- way worse.
in the Old Testament.
He wanted. Was it the whole
Book of Job?
No,
You heard the Book of
that
Job?
was that. Yeah, but
That one's fucked.
What was the one with him sacrificing his own son?
Oh,
But he went
Isaac.
literally. Was
Yeah.
it Moses? Was it Moses? No, who?
Oh,
Fuck
Isaac,
that guy.
Isaac and
shit?
Abraham, I think.
Whatever. So Buddy goes
That
up.
was
Buddy goes up to
Cain and
the.
Abel. You fucking. You guys ever read the Bible?
No, he goes up to like. So the whole story is he goes up on this massive hill and like he's crying because
burning bush.
God told him. No, it's a different story. God told him he has to go and kill his son. He has to go sacrifice his son
Yeah.
to the Lord.
Yeah.
Which is fucked.
Yeah.
But so he's crying, he's walking up, and then he puts his son on like the rock, like on he made an altar,
He was
whatever.
like unconscious at the time. Like his son was unconscious.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Sleeping
yeah.
or whatever.
And then he goes. He's literally picked up the knife. He's about to literally
Yeah.
kill his son. And then the story ends with like an angel appeared to him. And is like, don't do this. Like, God was testing you and like you've proven yourself worthy, like you are now, whatever.
Yeah.
He
And-
didn't get it. God just really wanted him to bust. He wanted his son, his seed. He wanted just give me your seed.
Give me your son. I want it.
Anyways,
There's so many fucked up stories like
Yeah.
that in the Old Testament. Like even that one is pretty fucked because it's like you're testing, like. So what I was getting at too, it's like with these stories, like when you read the Bible, you can read these stories, you can read them at face value, and then you can be like, wow, Moses split the sea with his fucking bare hands and went, Sah! And or almost killed his son Isaac, and fucking he's about to drive his son. You can read them at face value and go like, wow, the dedication, wow, the will of God, or you can read them as like more. Read more into it. Like, okay, when
Or you can just not read them at all.
okay, yeah, but
live your own life.
Live your own
Make
life.
your own
Have your own-
they didn't
decisions.
make you
Come
read
with
the
your own
Bible.
morality.
They didn't make you guys read the Bible. Like they made us
When?
read the Bible,
Who-
each
who's they?
chapter. The fucking
Catholic
the
school?
Catholic institution. The
Oh,
school.
I definitely read it. I'm sure I read
Okay.
parts of it.
So what I got from it is that when I'm reading this thing, I'm like, I like the stories as like if you read them,
Stories, yeah.
if you think of them as stories, like not
I
okay,
don't know, I
fiction.
prefer-
Let's say
yeah,
for
I
argument's
prefer
sake,
Stephen King.
call them for facts. Call them fiction. 2,000 years old. How the fuck am I supposed to know if that's real? How? Like there's no, they don't MLA site in the back. Where the fuck these came
Where's the
from?
video? No footage,
No.
no proof.
Yeah, look it up.
It wasn't real.
Jamie, pull that up. Can we check that?
Get in the back.
Can we get it?
How did this turn into the religion podcast? I
I
thought we
don't
were
know.
going to talk about
We got
VR.
on- we can-
I was actually hoping we were talking about fucking the
I was ready.
metaverse.
I want to be Moses in VR and split the fucking.
How much time we got left?
Probably fucking
Not
good.
much. Probably we can fucking slip it there, but
Yeah,
we can rip VR. Yeah, fuck.
VR.
It's interesting shit though. I like that.
It is. It's dicey though. Talking about it is very.
No, it's not dicey.
It's not dicey at all
It's
because the thing is
fine.
like, as long as we're all intelligent enough to preface everything we said,
Yeah.
and it's like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what anyone believes in. I don't
Absolutely.
give a shit.
I don't even give a shit if I offend anybody.
It is. It's
it's
just
like,
like
it's
because that's
my
my
words,
belief.
it's my-
and if you
my
are entitled to your
perspective.
belief, then I'm entitled to my
As long as
belief.
we don't
Yeah.
bring up that religion, we're good.
Yeah, we're safe.
Holy shit!
Nobody say it. Nobody say it.
Episode 147. Everyone in the comments. What's the religion? What's the religion? What's the religion? Tell us the religion. It is Pastafarianism. All right, we can cut it there.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to episode 10.
10
Fucking
podcasts.
Double digits, baby.
Right hand.
Double digits.
I'm fucking
Thank you,
stupid.
boys
Yeah,
and girls.
Stupid.